want to be able to help you become more confident. Not confident in any situation, not confident all the time, because that's not a reality, okay? Fear, anxiety, worry, stress are things you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. But there are really effective strategies for that. You can check out my course on how to fight fear. And being able to become more confident is one of those strategies that's going to make you more comfortable. It's going to make you more effective. It's going to make you be able to sell better. It's going to make you be able to get more women or get better quality of women, and on and on and on. So the first thing you need to understand about confidence is, let's go with the dictionary definition. It's a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's own appreciation of one's abilities and qualities. That really gets you excited, doesn't it? Like, that's the technical definition. Here's how I see it. Confiding in yourself, okay? That means that when you have a problem, you go to yourself for the answer. When you have something that needs to be solved, you ask yourself the questions how to get it done. You believe that you can get it done, and you choose your own answers for that problem. You don't go lean on someone else to have them solve your problems. Most people want to lean on someone else to solve their problems. Okay, that's why we have the political situation we have today, because people are looking for that politician to fix their problems, and that is never ever going to happen. Okay, the person who is going to fix your life is you. Okay, you're the only person who's going to fix your life. So you need to be confident in yourself. You need to confide in yourself. You need to know that you have the right information. If you don't have the right information, you need to know that you have the ability to go out there and get the right information that's going to solve your problems, and then follow through on that. Okay? When you're confident, you ask yourself the questions to your problems, and you listen to yourself for the answers. And the more consistently you listen to yourself, and the more consistently you're right because of that, and the more consistently you win because of that, the more confident you get. Okay? It's like, you'll never have total confidence. The fear never goes away totally, especially when you continue to stretch yourself. But believe me, when you are used to being confident, you develop the identity of adapt and overcome. To me, I'm just like, adapt and overcome anything in business or whatever. It's like, whatever hurdle it is, I'll figure out a way to jump over it. That's when you know that you're confident. You're like, drop me down in any city in the world, I'll be able to adapt and overcome and survive and thrive in that environment. Okay, that's where you can get to. But for me, it started as a kid. It's not an overnight thing. I'm a fatherless child, grew up on single mom's nursing salary. We had a black and white TV, had our ground floor apartment broken into, things stolen, had my shoes on layaway at some point, had a rotary phone, that was a rental. So, I grew up in a situation where I knew that by 12 I had to solve my own problems. I didn't have father figures. I had some guys in my life, but they were permanent, and I knew I had to be able to solve my problems. I had a lot of intellectual questions as well about God and the nature of the universe. My mom didn't have the answers for that, so I realized that pretty young that I had to be able to make my own answers in this game of life and confide in myself. I honestly think that's been such a massive advantage for me, because I started early. I don't think I would have this site if I hadn't perhaps a different background. It also gave me the motivation to do this site. I think the majority of the motivation is to be able to give you guys the answers that I've come up with through my blood, sweat, and tears, so that you don't have to go through that, and you can start to survive and thrive, immediately and more effectively. Okay? Because there's no rule book to life. So I started asking questions and finding answers within myself, and I developed the habit of relying on myself to solve my own problems. And even when things got hard, a lot of the time I wouldn't let on. I wouldn't tell other people I was sick, or something else was going on with me, or I wouldn't reach out. I would solve that problem myself. And it's something that therapists, kind of the opposite of what therapists will tell you to do. I can tell you, looking back, every single time that was the right thing, because every one of those times I got way stronger by handling that myself and just taking that on my back. Way stronger, dude. Like, in the moment, when you're struggling, you might not feel that. You might want to reach out to a bunch of people, but when you take that on yourself, you take it on your back, you become a different kind of animal by then. You know, once you've done that 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6 times on some big issues, you know, breakups, debt, failed businesses, depression. When you handle that stuff, man, it puts you in a different ball game, dude. Different mentality, and you know, you're just a different kind of animal. Like 99% of people are looking for someone to lean on. When you become the guy that you lean on yourself and that other people can lean on, I mean, you're a different kind of animal. So I carried that habit with me into adulthood, and the idea is, the goal is to become your own good father, okay? Because there's a boy inside of you. It's the boy that you were at 7. He's still there, and you need to be able to become a good father and to be able to lean on that part of yourself. You know, for like the fear, the scare, that's the boy talking, right? I'm scared of this, or I don't want to get hurt, or, you know, these are coping mechanisms and emotions that you developed at like 6 or 7 years old that are still with you. But then you have to have that super ego, that father figure within your mind, who is rational, cool, calm, and collected, who's consistent, and who that boy is able to listen to. Okay? So you need to become a good father to yourself, and you can learn from others, but ultimately you want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You can go anywhere in the world. You can take care of your own revenue with your business. You're not dependent on people. You know, different ball game, and just totally different reality. And it's a beautiful thing when you can get to that. And when you have that, other people will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame. Okay, because the vast majority of people are looking for help, they're looking for certainty, they're looking for answers. When you have that and you can sell certainty effectively, you become successful, period. You become successful and you can solve problems, sell them with certainty effectively, and help others. You will be a success, all right? So here are 6 ways to become more confident. Number 1 is progressive resistance, okay? Just like in the gym where you're going to try and lift more weight than you did last week, progressive resistance is just doing it. It's going in with baby steps and then doing a little bit more. If you're scared to talk to girls, it's just going up to 1 girl that day and asking the time. Next day it's 2 girls. By the end of the week, it's asking the time and, you know, asking where she's going. You know, those little progressive resistance baby steps, okay? By the end of the year, I mean, you could just be going up to every girl telling her she's beautiful and trying to get her to come home with you, okay? That's the biggest key for confidence, is actually doing it and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, okay? And a baby step, reward yourself for doing it. Even if you don't get it, it's win-win. You know, like the confidence actually comes after the fact. It comes after that progressive resistance. Because that progressive resistance is like the first step, the baby step. The reward's going to come with it. And if you want to do this well, link pleasure to pushing that boundary. Okay, link pleasure to pushing that boundary. Like cold calls, right? You know, I used to do cold calls in sales, 100 cold calls a day. I hated them. But I would link it to the amount of money that I was going to make. I was like, okay, if I'm doing 100 cold calls a day times 20 work days, that's 2,000 cold calls a month, which means that those actions will get me X amount of revenue. That X amount of revenue is going to go into my savings. That savings is going to go reinvested in my business, and that also is going to go, some of that's going to stay in my savings to build further that safety net so I can go to Thailand, you know, 3 years from then. Like that was my mentality. So you link that to some type of a pleasure. Like I have to approach X many girls to get a girlfriend, or to get a girl to come home with me. Okay, that's super important. So progressive resistance, the confidence going to come after the fact. Baby step into it and link the actions with the pleasure of getting what you want. All right, very important. Number 2, be in the best available state at all times. By state, I mean your entire life is a series of state changes. State is your thoughts, emotions, and sensations within your body combined together. Okay, when all those things are good, When you have good thoughts, good emotions, and good sensations, good is of course subjective, but when you're feeling it's good, then you're happy. So you won't. So your life is nothing but a series of state changes. The better your state is, the more confident you're going to be. Okay. Specifically, feeling as good and high energy as possible. You know, you've got the blood flowing, you've got all the positive neurotransmitters running through your head, you've got a lot of dopamine, serotonin, all those things are good. Firing away, you're going to be more confident. You're going to be way more confident, okay? If I've been sitting at my computer all day writing, my state is terrible for socializing. You know, if I'm just there 8 hours a day and I'm writing, I'm going to 7-Eleven and I'm like, nobody talk to me. I don't even want to talk. I'm like, just give me my thing and let me get out of here, okay? The exact opposite of high state, high energy, high socializing. As opposed to when I used to work in sales and I'm on the phone all day selling, by the time I get out of sales, you know, I'm Mr. Social. Like, I've broken through so many fear barriers, calling people. I'm like, I'm talking to everybody, you know, I'm in a good mood. Part of the reason I'm moving away from doing writing, want to move more into videos and I'm gonna get clients back so that I'm not stuck inside writing all day. Also gonna get an office with people so that I can pump that state back up. Although the amount of writing and all the stuff that I did has been super useful for my business, but for my state, it's not the best.